Leo, Mercury retrograde from October 20th to November 26th, 2025. When Mercury moves backward, your roar turns inward, so you can rediscover the true power of your voice. The fire meets the wind. Leo, from October 20th to November 26th, Mercury, the planet of communication, intellect, and money, begins its backward motion. And this time, it matters deeply to you. Because Mercury rules your second house, mean money and self-worth, and 11th house, mean friends, gains, and community. It governs not only your finances, but also the people who influence your future. So when this planet retraces its steps, the world around you may suddenly feel uncertain. Messages misfire, financial plans stall, and friendships test your patience. But underneath the confusion lies a cosmic design. The universe is clearing noise from your path, forcing you to speak and act with true intention. Chapter 1. The power and price of your words. Let's start with what Mercury rules best: communication. For a Leo, your words are powerful. They inspire, lead, and influence. But when Mercury retrogrades, those words can be misunderstood, even by the people you trust most. You might make a casual remark to a colleague, and they take it personally. Or you promise to help a friend, and later realize the commitment costs more than you thought, in both time and money. Example: imagine agreeing to help out at a friend's event. You think it's just one day, but later, you find yourself paying for supplies, missing work, and managing everyone's problems just because you said yes too quickly. That's Mercury retrograde in action. Your generosity, your Leo heart, can accidentally create financial leaks and emotional fatigue. So the golden rule during this period is simple: pause before you promise. Think before you speak. Words now carry weight. A single misunderstanding could affect your finances, your relationships, or your reputation. If you're signing contracts, double-check the fine print. If you're negotiating, confirm everything in writing. And if you feel emotional, walk away first. Mercury retrograde thrives on impulsive reactions. Even social interactions could turn tricky. Someone might twist your words, or a small disagreement may become public drama. Don't let ego pull you into battles that drain your energy. The true lion knows when to roar and when to stay silent. Chapter 2. The money loop, when wealth flows in circles. Now, let's talk about money, your second ruler under Mercury. During this retrograde, your finances may fluctuate more than usual. You might notice your income arriving later than expected, or payments being delayed. At the same time, expenses could pile up, especially from social or emotional spending. You may find yourself spending on others, paying for group activities, helping friends in need, or covering costs you didn't plan for. And while your heart is generous, Leo, remember, even kings and queens need to guard their treasure. Picture this: you offer to help a friend by co-signing a deal or lending a bit of money, just this once. A month later, you realize they can't pay you back, and your friendship feels awkward. That's the classic Mercury retrograde trap, mixing money with emotion. So this time, protect your resources. Avoid lending, borrowing, or making major financial commitments until Mercury moves direct after November 26th. If possible, focus instead on restructuring your finances. Review budgets, revisit investments, and clean up subscriptions or expenses you've been ignoring. But here's the twist: even with all the chaos, you're not broke. You may feel pressure, but true scarcity never arrives. Why? Because Jupiter, the planet of wisdom and divine protection, continues to bless your 12th house. This means hidden opportunities and quiet blessings will still reach you, just not in obvious ways. A delayed payment may arrive just when you need it. A small favor you once did for someone could return as unexpected help. Or an idea you once ignored suddenly becomes profitable. In other words, you are divinely sustained. Money flows differently now, not through speed, but through grace. Chapter 3. The silent allies, success behind the curtain. While Mercury retrograde tests your communication and finances, it also opens a rare window for behind-the-scenes success. Leo is a sign that loves visibility. You shine under the spotlight. But during this period, the stars ask you to step back from the stage and focus on the quiet work that truly matters. You'll find surprising progress in areas that require concentration, patience, and detail. For example, research, writing, data analysis, planning, or restoring order to something chaotic. This is not the time for grand announcements. It's the time for refinement, to strengthen the structure before your next big leap. Think of it as a creative cocoon phase. You're rebuilding the foundation for the next chapter of your career or finances. And because Jupiter's influence sits in your 12th house, you may receive help from hidden sources, people who support you quietly, mentors who appear unexpectedly, or guidance that feels spiritual. If you work in fields like healing, spirituality, therapy, writing, or digital business, the universe is whispering, this is your time to work in silence. One real-life example. A Leo entrepreneur during Mercury retrograde might face delayed deals or client confusion, but behind that chaos, they refine their online system, rewrite their marketing, and create something more authentic. When Mercury turns direct, everything clicks, and success multiplies faster than before. That's the pattern. The universe slows you down not to punish you, but to help you rebuild smarter. Chapter 4. Wisdom and credit from the past. Another quiet blessing of his transit is the power of past karma, the good kind. Your past good deeds, professional credibility, and intellectual merit will protect you now. If you've been honest, fair, and generous in the past, the universe remembers, and those actions return as support in unexpected ways. For example, a colleague you once mentored might recommend you for a new opportunity. An old friend might reach out with helpful advice or a job lead. Even your reputation, the invisible credit of your good name, acts as a shield during Mercury's turbulence. So if things get shaky, don't panic. Your track record is your guardian angel. And there's a message here too. The best investment during Mercury retrograde isn't money, it's knowledge. Learning something new, especially in languages, technology, or esoteric arts, will strengthen your future fortune. Spend on wisdom, not impulse. That's the true lion's path this season. Chapter 5. Health. Healing through letting go. Let's turn to your health, both physical and emotional. With Mercury retrograding through your zones of money and community, much of your stress comes from mental overactivity and social pressure. You may feel tired not because your body is weak, but because your mind is overloaded. You might also feel the need to distance yourself from noisy environments or dramatic people. That's not selfish, that's necessary maintenance. Remember, when a lion is wounded, it retreats to heal, not to hide. Now is the perfect time for alternative healing, meditation, or natural remedies. If you've been struggling with recurring fatigue or minor health issues, look into holistic therapies, herbal medicine, Thai massage, or energy healing. They'll work better than usual because Jupiter's placement in your 12th house amplifies spiritual recovery. Emotionally, this is also a phase of detox. You may realize that certain relationships, even long-term friendships, have quietly drained your energy. Let them fade with peace, not anger. When Mercury is retrograde, detachment becomes a cure. And perhaps most importantly, rest. Truly rest. Find a quiet place, maybe near the sea, or somewhere green, and allow yourself to stop performing for a while. The world doesn't need your constant roar right now. It needs your calm wisdom. Chapter 6. The Information Storm. Don't believe everything you hear. One tricky part of this retrograde is misinformation. Rumors, half-truths, and confusing news may spread fast, especially online or within your social circle. Someone might tell you something alarming about work, about money, about someone close, but later, you'll discover it wasn't true or was exaggerated. The key here is discernment. Before reacting, wait. Verify. Ask questions. Mercury retrograde thrives on emotional overreaction. Don't feed it. If a situation seems urgent, take a deep breath and look again a day later. You'll notice that the facts usually shift in your favor when you stay calm. Chapter 7. The Spiritual Meaning. The lion learns silence. This Mercury retrograde is not about breaking your confidence. It's about deepening your awareness. Leo, you are the zodiac symbol of leadership and pride, but true kings and queens also know when to step into silence. When Mercury rewinds, the universe invites you to listen, not just to others, but to your inner voice. It's that small, steady intuition that speaks when everything else is loud. Maybe you've been forcing something, a career plan, a relationship, or a financial path because your mind says it should work. During this retrograde, if something keeps stalling, don't push harder. Step back. Sometimes the no is divine protection disguised as delay. Chapter 8. The turning point. Late November. By the third week of November, the fog begins to lift. Mercury slows, stations direct, and your thoughts become clearer. Suddenly, you start connecting dots that didn't make sense a month ago. Payments start clearing, opportunities return, and those who doubted you begin to understand your perspective. You'll realize that all those setbacks were actually cosmic choreography, redirecting you to a more sustainable and intelligent path. If you've spent this time refining your craft, clearing mental clutter, and managing your money wisely, the results after November 26th will surprise you. Projects that seemed lost will come back stronger. New income channels will open, and your confidence, purified by patience, will shine brighter than before. Closing message. The lion's stillness. So Leo, what's the final message of this retrograde? Mercury's backward dance from October 20th to November 26th isn't about taking away your light. It's about teaching you that silence can roar louder than words. Yes, finances may fluctuate. Yes, people may misunderstand you. But through it all, your mind becomes sharper, your intuition wiser, and your spirit calmer. This is the time to observe, learn, and reset. Because once Mercury moves forward again, you'll return with a clearer voice, one that carries not just charisma but truth. You are the lion. Even in silence, your presence commands respect. So rest your roar for now. When the stars align again, the world will be ready to hear you roar once more, wiser, wealthier, and far more powerful. Every silence teaches a roar. Every setback hides a blessing. And every retrograde is a chance to remember who you truly are. Stay radiant, Leo. Your fire is never dimmed, only refined.